God is saying, don't look back now. He is protecting you. How many times do we ask God to deliver us from a situation, to deliver us from a sin, and then turn around and complain? But little do we know that God is leading us to somewhere better. I was talking to God, and this is what He said. He said, when I rescue my people from their oppression, they tend to have little faith, believing the lie that they were better off before I saved them. They forget all the things they had to do and were subjected to when they were oppressed. They remember the good things they did have, but how good is it really if you must be in bondage and in sin to obtain it? They couldn't see that I was building their faith and leading them to somewhere better. God is leading you to somewhere better. God did not ask you to give up whatever it is you had to give up to lead you to somewhere that He was not going to provide better for you. So it's up to you to have faith and to not look back and keep walking forward. Why would God lead you to somewhere worse? He is going to provide for you in the midst of the wilderness, but you have to take the initiative to be like, okay, God, I trust you. You might be thinking back to a time where, yeah, you did have that when you were at that job. Yeah, you did have that when you were in that situation. But God is saying that He is leading you to somewhere better, so do not look back. Ecclesiastes 7:10 says, do not say, why were the old days better than these? For it is not wise to ask such questions. It's not wise to say, oh, well, back then we had this. Oh, well, back then. God is doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it? He is doing something new in your life. So it's wise for you to keep moving forward and to keep having faith that He is going to lead you to somewhere better and not lead you to somewhere worse. Why would God uproot you from a situation just to lead you to somewhere worse? He is going to provide better for you. But it's up to you to believe and press forward to get to that better, okay? The situation that you're in now, yes, it might look a little bit shaky. Yes, it might look like God is not going to move on your behalf, but God is saying that this situation is building your faith. All He needs is your faith and obedience, okay? That's all He needs right now from you, is your faith and your obedience, because He is leading you to somewhere better. All He needs is your faith and obedience, and He needs your faith that He is leading you to somewhere better, and He needs your obedience to listen to what He's telling you to do so He can get you to your promised land. Because right now it's not looking good, okay? It's not looking all that great, but God knows what He's doing, okay? Trust that this situation that you're in is building your faith. Also, don't get to complaining, because God revealed this to me. He does not like when you complain. He hates complainers, okay? So this is the note that I took down. It says that God didn't like they were complaining about not having meat after all God had already gave them. God eventually relented and gave them the meat to satisfy their lustful cravings. But when God gave it to them, that caused them to have gluttony, and they overate. They overate. The very thing that they were asking God for caused them to overindulge and overeat. Be careful what you are asking God for, because He just might give it to you. Okay? So trust in His provision. Trust that what this situation is doing for you is building you up, is making you better, not tearing you down, okay? Trust that it's building your faith. God says that He was protecting them from themselves. They wanted their own desire, so I let them have it. They rejected my provision, and then He said, I hate complainers, okay? Do not complain, because the very thing that you're complaining about might be the very thing that God is trying to protect you from. God also said that they thought I would lead them to a place and not give them victory. They thought that I'd rescue them, then abandon them. I only needed their faith and their obedience. God only needs your faith and your obedience right now. He does not need you to be worrying about this, complaining about that, stressing about this, looking back, talking. No, He needs your faith and your obedience. He's going to get you to where you need to go, but it's up to you to have faith and trust in His judgment and His provision and His wisdom, and to not walk by your own heart, your own desires, your own understanding, and what you can see around you. They thought that back there where Pharaoh was literally having them in bondage, literally they were slaves, they thought that that was better than the manna that was falling from the sky. So this is the commentary from my Bible. It says, Their craving is associated with gluttony and lusting for anything other than the one food diet. Their selective memory recalled the meats but not the miseries of Egypt. So they thought Egypt, where they were literally in bondage, was better than a one food diet. So they let their mind and their hungers and their desires pretty much essentially just completely disregard what God was doing in their life. They couldn't see that Egypt was misery. Egypt was miserable. So back then, yeah, you might have had a lot of good other stuff, but remember how you felt in that situation. Remember how you felt, okay? You was not happy. You was not. God sees the bigger picture. Even if you thought you were happy, the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? God sees the bigger picture. Your heart will lie to you. Your emotions change. God doesn't change. God is truth. God is forever the same. God cannot lie, okay? So who are you going to trust more in? Your heart, your emotions, your feelings, or an unchanging, all-knowing, all-powerful God? So God is saying to trust in his provision, trust in his judgment, and trust that he will get you where you need to go, okay? Do not look back. Do not complain, because God sees the bigger picture. God is going to get you to where you need to go, and God is going to get you to your land flowing with milk and honey. All he needs is your faith and your obedience in this season, okay? Don't look back. Don't get to complaining, talking about woo, woo, woo. God sees the bigger picture, okay? Sometimes we don't understand God's ways, but God is God. We cannot question an all-knowing, all-powerful God. You just can't, because who are we? We know this much compared to what God knows. So trust that God is going to get you to your land flowing with milk and honey, okay? He just needs your faith and obedience. This is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For more videos like this each and every single day, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're interested in purchasing any of my paintings, I will leave a link down below so you can purchase with me. If you have any testimonies, prayer requests, or business inquiries, then make sure you check out my email down in the description below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!